Welcome back to the Creative Business Mindset Podcast. I am Jane Bellante, and I want to start today with a question that I don't want you to brush past. It is the kind of question that, if you really sit with it, it can shift the way you think about your business, your creativity, your energy, and your day-to-day life. If you knew your thoughts created your reality, would you ever miss a day of deliberately creating the future you want? And I want you to really think about that for a second, because if every thought you rehearsed today became the foundation for your tomorrow, would you be more intentional? Would you take the time to notice what was running through your head when you wake up, when you check your phone, when you sit down to create, when you think about money, or when you think about visibility? And this isn't some abstract, like mind over matter concept. It is the real mechanics of how reality actually unfolds for us. Thoughts are not just mental background noise, they are the instructions your subconscious mind and your energy field follow. They are the cues that shape what you expect, what you act on, and what you end up allowing in. And here's where this gets personal for me. I've literally had times, like the majority of my adult life, where I woke up and handed my entire day and my future over to autopilot. I didn't stop to consider what I was thinking. I just recycled yesterday's worries, frustrations, and doubts. And of course, the results looked exactly like that. Recycled, repetitive, not moving anywhere new, the same thing over and over and over, like Groundhog Day. And when I finally grasped that my thoughts were not actually passive, that they were creating my outcomes, it literally changed everything for me. And this is not about being perfect, far from it. It's not about forcing happy thoughts. It's actually about ownership. It's about realizing that the most important creative material that we have access to isn't the paper, the paint, the marketing plan, or the social media strategy. It's actually the thoughts that we allow to take root and then repeat. So today, we're going to break this open. Because if you really understood the creative power of your thoughts, you would treat them differently. You wouldn't leave them to chance. You wouldn't let them loop unchecked. And you certainly wouldn't go days and weeks and months without deliberately choosing your thoughts. So let's get into this. Okay, I want to start here because your thoughts aren't just commentary, they are creative instructions. So think of your subconscious like fertile soil. Whatever you plant, it doesn't argue with you, it just grows. If you keep planting the seeds of I'm behind, I'm stuck, I'm not ready, the soil doesn't say, no, that's not true. It just produces more experiences that match behind, stuck, and not ready. And here's the catch. It's that you don't have to consciously want those results for them to grow. The subconscious doesn't care if you like the seed or not. It simply multiplies whatever it's been given most consistently. And this is why people can work so hard, put in so many hours, try all the strategies. But if their thoughts are rehearsing lack, fear, or doubt, their reality reflects that no matter how much action they take, the energy and behind the action are fragmented. So let's flip this. When you think thoughts like, there are people looking for exactly what I create, or every step I take builds the future I want, you are planting seeds of possibility, momentum, and alignment. The subconscious starts to take those in and starts scanning the world for ways to confirm them. So suddenly you start to notice opportunities you would have missed before. You reach out where you would have hesitated before. You share more boldly, and your reality starts reflecting that new alignment. So the question becomes, what kind of instructions are you giving your subconscious every day? So bringing this back to the creative business world, because this is where my audience really lives, I want you to picture two creative entrepreneurs starting their day. And the first wakes up thinking, I don't know what to post today. No one's buying right now. I'm going to wait until I feel more confident, more ready, whatever. And those thoughts actually seem small and almost harmless, but they shape her reality. She scrolls for an hour instead of creating. She feels disconnected when she shares. She holds back on pitching her work. And the reality that unfolds is perfectly coherent with the thoughts she started her day with. What does she get more of? Lack, right? No sales, no sharing, no more visibility. Now let's picture the second entrepreneur. She wakes up and thinks, I'm excited to share my work today. There are people waiting to hear from me. Every time I show up, I build momentum. And again, these are small thoughts, but notice the different energy. She sits down and creates. She shares consistently. She follows up on opportunities instead of being too afraid to accept them, right? Her reality reflects those cues. And neither of these women is luckier than the other. Neither is more talented. The difference is what they have rehearsed in their own minds. So when I first saw this in my own business, I was super uncomfortable about it because I had to admit that I had been rehearsing thoughts of doubt and lack over and over and over and over, and my results mirrored that over and over and over and over. But the moment I started rehearsing coherence, thoughts aligned with the business that I actually wanted, that's when things started to shift. So the big question is, if thoughts are this powerful, why don't more people take them seriously? And the answer is because most of us were never taught to. We were taught to treat thoughts as reactions, something that happens to us. So what happens is we wake up and we replay yesterday's worries. We think about the bills that need to be paid, the post that didn't get any likes, the class that didn't fill. And we assume that thinking those thoughts is just being realistic. But every time you replay those same thoughts, you are handing tomorrow over to yesterday. You are using today's energy to recalibrate the same energy you've been living in again and again and again. And because it feels familiar, you don't question it. The subconscious mind loves repetition, even if it's painful repetition, because familiar feels safe. That's why so many creatives find themselves circling in the same frustrations year after year after year after year. It's because their thoughts are on autopilot, and those thoughts are rehearsing the same old cues. So let's take this a little bit further, and I want to talk about the cost. What does it really cost to leave your thoughts unchecked like this? And if you think back to a time when you let the thought, nobody wants what I make, or nobody's going to buy this anyways, or if it isn't perfect, I can't put it out there, or what will people think if I do this? If you let those run the show, those thoughts are running the show. How many opportunities to share did you hold back from? How many connections did you avoid because you assumed rejection before it happened? How many missed sales did you have? How many? How many? How many? How many weeks, months, or years have slipped by while you waited for a feeling that never came? How much money was left on the table because you rehearsed that sentence into your identity instead of rehearsing the value of your work? These are not neutral. Every single thought carries a cost. Every repeated sentence builds or blocks your future. When you neglect your thoughts, you are not just staying the same. You're actively creating more of the reality you don't want. So, what does this mean? You're manifesting all the time. Are you manifesting what you don't want, or are you manifesting what you want? That's a big question, right? So, what does it actually look like to really live as if your thoughts created your reality? Because guess what they do? It looks like awareness. It looks like honesty. It looks like catching yourself in the middle of a spiraling thought, which we all have, including me, and saying, this isn't the future I want to build. I'm not going to feed this anymore. I have my lovely, wonderful, beautiful client, Kim, who has just stepped into this reality for herself. She has gone to a place that she's wanted to go to. And even though the thoughts in her brain are saying, you don't deserve this, you shouldn't be here, she's literally saying, I do. She said, I do to it. So instead of rehearsing those old thoughts and not even letting herself go, she's discrediting those thoughts now. She's rehearsing thoughts that match the identity of the future she's moving into. And you can do this too. The version of you who is already running the business you want, already showing up, already living the life you've been working towards, because your subconscious mind doesn't know if this is real or not. Whatever you're feeding it. So you can rehearse this. You can show up in your mind, running the business that you want, living the life that you want, whatever it is. When you align your thoughts with that future self, your subconscious starts bridging the gap. It starts nudging you into these more congruent choices. It helps you see possibilities instead of run from them. And this is not about fake positivity. It's about choosing building blocks that match the house you actually want to live in. So if you knew your thoughts created your reality, would you ever miss a day of paying attention to them? And that's the invitation I want to leave you with today. Every single thought you rehearse is a seed. Every repetition is planting a future. You get to decide whether it's a future you want to live in or one you'll spend another year trying to break out of. And if you want to go deeper into this, if you're ready to move beyond awareness into true alignment, I have something for you right now. It is called the Source Alignment Method. It's a 5-week journey designed to help you move from fragmented, inconsistent manifestation of the things that you want into embodied coherence. where your identity, your biology, your brain, your heart, and your vibration finally work together. The card is open until this Sunday. And inside, you'll get 5 weekly live trainings, guided audios to help you create real-time coherence of all of those things I just talked about. Integration practices and journaling prompts to keep you aligned, bonus modules, etc. Because once you understand that your thoughts create your reality, alignment isn't optional. It's actually everything. So like I said, enrollment is open now. This is the first time I'm running this course. And it includes what I think other manifestation courses don't include. And that's the coherence of everything, your identity, biology, brain, heart, and vibration. It's all one system. When it is coherent is when you will begin to see the changes. So the sign up is in the show notes below, and I would love to have you join me. So remember that your thoughts are already creating. The only question is, are they creating what you actually want? Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time on the Creative Business Mindset Podcast. Have a great day, everybody.